All right, thank you so much. So indeed, this was a very, very interesting session, and I think whenever you get into legal, things do get heat up a little, and that works brilliantly. So let's just get our heads off from that, and if you're still with me, everybody, if you're still along with me, on the count of three, I want, if you can hear me, on the count of three, give me a single applaud to tell me that you're still connected with us, okay? 1, 2, 3. We'll try this again. It's okay. After a legal session, it's bound to happen. That's why we want to do this. On the count of three, give me a single applaud so that we know we're still in action. 1, 2, 3. Got you. Legal. Come on, my friends. Let's do this again. If you're still with me, on the count of three, give me one single applaud, please. 1. It's okay. We're getting there. 1, 2, 3. Oh my God. Anyways, so now at least that I have your attention back in action. Thank you so much. Now, during this entire session, when we spoke to you from the regulatory and the legal perspective, there is another very important and critical element that we now want to get into, and this is from the industry perspective, which is the prenatal health assessment. And for this, we are not getting into a panel discussion at this point of time. Rather, we are inviting an industry specialist here who would be getting into a presentation which speaks about the prenatal screening. As I remember earlier during one of the sessions where we were talking about and I think Dr. Pankaj had mentioned this about greener babies. So very important from the health perspective of these, this prenatal screening is important. So to talk about this, I will be inviting Mr. Sandeep Dixit, who's the Deputy General Manager for Product for Revity. And I invite him to join us as he brings in a sharp industry perspective on how advanced prenatal screening technologies are helping IVF practitioners and families making a more informed decision, which I think is really critical at this hour. Please join us in, Mr. Dixit. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a round of applause for Mr. Dixit, please. Welcome, sir.
Good morning, everyone. So hello, I think you had a very good panel discussion today morning. So I'm Sandeep here from Revity. I'm going to talk about the prenatal screening and what role it plays in the IVF and how we can ensure that the families have a healthier start. Right. So before we move into the jump into technicalities of the presentation, I want to tell you who we are, actually. So Revity has been there since 18 years, and we had focusing more on analytical and reproductive health and life sciences also. And in the meantime, we acquired a lot of companies who were working in this field of life sciences and diagnostics. So we acquired Aeroimmune, we acquired BioLegend and all. And that's in 2023, we divested our analytical and food business to another company, and we formed Revity. So what is Revity, right? So it's a combination of two words. Rev basically means revolutionizing the human health, and Vita basically means life. So how Revity is helping in providing tools and solutions that can improve the lives of the babies. To a testament, we also screen for more than 40 million babies annually from various life-threatening disorders also. So this is our mission. And what Revity we are providing is we provide a wide range of menu or tests which are required for the baby, when it's growing in the womb, so that they don't have any kind of chromosomal disorders. And we also provide easy-to-use solutions and expertise in the screening. So Revity is a world leader in terms of newborn screening and prenatal screening. Right? So we have products ranging from maternal health, where we take off the pregnant woman so that they don't suffer from a disorder called preeclampsia, which is one of the disease which can causes highest mortality and morbidity also. And also it affects the newborn babies to a greater extent. Also we screen, we have solutions for fetal screening, like we screen for trisomies and other disorders. And then we also have the solutions for newborn screening. So we take a complete solution from starting from the embryo to the newborn baby when it is born. So if you talk about the embryo, right? So as we all discussed, you know that IVF is providing a very good life to a lot of families. And so once the embryo is fertilized and we want to implant it back inside the womb, we have to make sure that the embryo is good enough. It should not carry any kind of chromosomal disorders. So we have a pre-implantation genetic kit wherein we usually take the cells from embryo or the spent media, and we extract the DNA of interest, and then we sequence, and then we give out reports mentioning what is the risk of getting those disorders at the time of embryo. So that you select the embryos which are of best quality and implant them into the womb. So if you look at it, so we screen for various aneuploidies, Turner syndrome, Klinefelter syndrome. So all these disorders can be screened with our genetic kits, right? So it's having a simple workflow. So we take the spent media or the embryo, we extract the cells from there, we lyse the cells, then we amplify the DNA of our interest, and then we do indexing PCR where we attach primers to those, just for trisomies and Klinefelters and Patau syndrome. And then we also choose the DNAs which are available, and then that is sent for sequencing for further analysis. So in that way, we can identify at the embryo stage itself whether the embryo is carrying any kind of aneuploidies or disorders or not. Okay, and also our kits work very well with sequencers like Illumina, even Element Biosciences, and also MGI very well. So it doesn't stop over there, right? So once the woman is pregnant and she is around 10 or 11 weeks of pregnancy, we are also again screened for various disorders. So we screen for different trisomies, that is trisomy 21, 18, 13, plus preeclampsia and ONTDs, everything. And also we provide solutions starting from first trimester to second trimester and third trimester. So in first trimester, we have the usual double marker where we screen for the trisomies. And also what we have brought is the 1T quadruple marker, wherein we are adding 4 markers and we can screen for preeclampsia and ONTDs also in the first trimester itself, because number of women turning in second trimester is quite low. So all women are turning towards first trimester majorly because of high detection rate. So we want to identify all the disorders that we can do in the first trimester itself. That's why we brought in PLGF and AFP, which can screen for preeclampsia and ONTDs also in the first trimester itself. Also in second trimester, we also have the complete triple test and the quadruple test which is required. And also we play an important role as an aid in diagnosis for preeclampsia. So women who might have missed screening in first trimester can undergo screening for preeclampsia in second and third trimester as well, right? And very important point is that when you give a risk of, say, baby is having 1:100 risk or 200 risk, we should look at the multiple of medians or the mom values that we call, okay? So every region, every patient has a different mom values. So what we have developed, Revity, is we have developed Indian-specific mom values, which are very, very important, right? So we are providing that so that there is the less number of bias in the reports. So the reports will have a less false positive rate and almost no false negative rate at all, okay? And also, as mentioned, we screen for preeclampsia unit in the first trimester. And we have a life cycle software, which is also FMF approved and well accepted among gynecologists. And also, we work very closely with those hospitals and laboratories in developing lab-specific mom values. Because what we have seen personally is, even when you see babies which are born with IVF, the mom values differ a lot when compared to the spontaneous birth. So we need to have those correction factors in the mind, or in the place, so that the risk that you calculate is more accurate and precise. Right. Next, as I mentioned, we started with embryo. We went to the screening in all 3 trimesters. Now we speak about newborn screening. So when the baby is born, we have to make sure that they don't suffer any kind of hormonal or enzymatic disorders. So what we have? So we have a complete solution starting from sample collection to report generation. So we have the the FDA-approved and CE marked cards for the dead bird spot collection. And then we have the sample preparation kit, wherein we extract or we elute the blood from the dead bird spot sample. So we provide punchers like Panthera puncher and DBS puncher to various hospitals and laboratories who work in this field. And then we have a range of solutions. So we have an instrument called Revity 2D, which can do both prenatal screening and newborn screening. So newborn screening, we can screen for congenital hypothyroidism, adrenal hyperplasia, G6PD, galactosemia, biotindies, and all. And also we have an automated equipment called GSP, wherein also screen for DMD, called Duchenne muscular dystrophy. It's one of the major disorders that is affecting a lot of newborn babies across the world. And also, we have solutions in terms of screening of spinal muscular atrophy. I think this disorder has created a lot of buzz around the market, and we have seen that also Government of India has stepped in with their own Indian rare disease policy, wherein they want to screen and start treatment for these kind of disorders very well. So we have the instruments for screening of SMA, that is spinal muscular dystrophy, and SCID as well. And also we have equipment called MyGel, wherein we screen for, hemoglobinopathies, sickle cells, and thalassemias very well. And also, we have an mass spec instrument and the kits available, wherein we can screen for inborn errors of metabolism. We talk about amino acid disorders, fatty acid disorders, organic acids, and LSDs. So we screen all of them together. And also, we have a very good reporting solution available. So we have softwares which can be used to report further. So again, we are one step ahead, right? As we have seen that NIPT is playing a very major role in screening of, the trisomies. Similarly, we have also brought up an NGS equipment for newborn screening confirmation test. So we can screen, so we have complete starting from sample collection to report generation, we have a complete solution. And we can identify more than 350 plus genes using our NGS workflow for newborn screening. So just in a nutshell, so Revity is a company which is working very hard and providing solutions to all the hospitals and labs so that they have a complete testing. So we provide the full FMF approved markers in the first semester, second trimester, and third trimester, starting from sample collection to report generation. Same thing, we also have an NIPT solution which is non-NGS and non-PCR based, what we have with us. And also we provide a complete solution for the newborn screening as well. So again, we have the softwares dedicated for reporting out those results as well. So this is my just last slide. So again, why Revity? As I mentioned, Revity is having a long legacy, and we are in the market, and we are the world leaders for prenatal screening and newborn screening. So we are providing solutions globally to more than 150 countries, and we have more than 35 to 40 years of experience in terms of prenatal screening. And we usually screen for more than 10 million pregnant women annually in terms of prenatal screening. Right? And also we save approximately 85 babies each day by our newborn screening solutions from various life-threatening disorders. And we are the pioneers in dead bird spot technology. So we have dead bird spot technology in both in prenatal screening and newborn screening solutions. And as I mentioned, we are tailoring made solutions for all the laboratories. So we talk about the MOM values and all. So we have specific MOM values which actually help the labs to generate a more accurate and precise risk as well. And as I mentioned, we are Fetal Medicine Foundation, CEIVD and FDA approved equipments available. So with that, I would like to conclude my session. And we have a booth outside. Please do visit, take out some time and visit our booth. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sandeep, for that insightful session. And it is clear that prenatal screening isn't just a medical tool, it is a step forward towards reassurance, readiness, and responsible care. Now, may I request Ms. Pinky Chahar to please come on stage to felicitate Mr. Sandeep for his presentation. Let's have a round of applause for this insightful presentation we just had.